Online learning is fantastic, and all of you are participating on online learning today. And you can tell how fantastic it is because right now I'm coming to you all the way from America in the United States. And every Friday I come to you from a different kind of place. That's, the UK and Scotland, and it's been Brazil and Japan and Thailand. So we have had many adventures together, you and I. We've been able to travel many places. And so it's always great to have you around. But also for you, it's very convenient because you can watch the recordings later, and you can also you can decide which ones you want to do. Yes, Debbie, I will have to come to Buenos Aires and do a Free Friday webinar there too. I think a lot of us feel like this sometimes help in our careers. We're always wanting to have some help from other teachers. And you can do a lot of this through social media, so I will include social media in this. There are approximately nearly 1 million educators on social media, and this is just from the website LinkedIn. They have 997,000 members. LinkedIn is not the most popular social network. Can anyone guess what is the most popular social network? You said Facebook, you'd be absolutely right. But there are nearly billions of authors, yes, exactly, Nora, Facebook, of authors, researchers, organizations, professionals, thought leaders, subject matter experts, who you and your students can learn from. So it doesn't only have to be English language teachers. And for those of you who teach English as an academic language or for specific purposes or CLIL, like for example, maybe you teach engineers, or maybe you teach English for airplanes, aeronautical English, or I mean there's for pilots and lawyers. I mean, many of you may have different subjects you teach. So you can find these people on social networks, experts, and be able to learn from them. And those in your country that will actually tweet and use Facebook status and social networks in the language, but then they will also say some things in other languages as well. So it's very good. These are what are, it looks like you have various ones. You can see Facebook, Skype, all of that. These are called personal learning environments. It's where the place that you decide, the environment, the place you decide to learn. And then you have your PLN. Well, what is a PLN? Many of you will write this down if you already know, but it looks a lot like this. They're people, a personal learning network, and yes, exactly, Nora, personal learning network. I like to call it my passionate personal learning network, so I use the P in different ways. But it's all about people, and these are the people that you choose to learn from. So I'm going to go into the 10 plus ideas, and sorry, my hair is a bit crazy today. In the first one, you may not know everything about AmericanTESOL.com. And AmericanTESOL.com is not just the Free Friday webinars. There's actually other things as well. There's not only my beautiful mug and Roscoe's on there, and Jennifer's and Ceci's and all of that, but okay, sorry, that's the wrong link. But if you go to AmericanTESOL.com, then you will be able to see other different types of ways that you can get free professional development. And we're on all the social networks. You'll see us on Twitter. So you'll see here we're on Twitter, Facebook. We have a blog. We even have LinkedIn groups. We even have a YouTube channel. And the YouTube channel literally has thousands of free resources on anything you can think of. You teach airplane English, you will find on the YouTube channel. So you just go to AmericanTESOL.com and you can click on any of those links at the top and you'll find all those resources. And on the YouTube channel is where you'll find all the Free Friday webinar recordings. But one of the greatest resources is actually the American TESOL blog. And so I'll share that with you right now. You'll find every single, yeah, the postures, ignore the postures, sorry, just go to AmericanTESOL.com. But if you go to AmericanTESOL.com blogger, you'll see all the recordings, plus the links are embedded underneath of every single Free Friday webinar. you will see job offerings, you will see ways to get online conferences, blogs you should read, so much. Jonathan does a really good job of all of this, and Jonathan's my boss. he takes care of all of this, and it's on everything: young learners, science, math for English, everything English language teaching. We're also on Facebook, so if you just go American TESOL Institute, then you can find a lot of people who are part of the community as well, or who have taken classes and who have offered their research or their professional development presentations. The other place that I recommend that you may have not heard of is the consultancy. And the consultancy has a series called the Web EdTech Bites. It's 2-minute videos on YouTube. And it's Nikki and Gavin, and I work with them too, so maybe I'm a little biased. But actually, we were recently mentioned in a top 10 Twitter list today, so I don't think I'm too biased by saying that the consultancy, I'm part of the social media, so we do offer online courses as well. But the great thing about the consultancy is that there's a lot of free resources. You can go to resources, and every single month we have a tool of the month, we have an app of the month, and we give you free ideas on how there you get PDFs and free ideas and links and resources, and teachers telling you, this is how I use this app in my classroom with my English language learners, or this is how I use my tool in the classroom with my English language learners. We have an incredible blog that I run, but we also have other things. We're on Facebook and Twitter, and every day we produce and share lots and lots and lots of resources. And Gavin and Nikki are one of the most incredible, they're the ones who run this, but people in the industry of English language teaching. And our tutors are too. We have Carol Dowse, who is really huge in business English, and Lindsay Clanfield, the only Lindsay Clanfield. So lots of people associated with the consultancy. Janet Bianchini and Fox. You might say, well, this is a lot of information. How am I supposed to keep up with this? Well, it's your choice. You decide what is a good way, but you can keep up with a lot of Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn events by having something like TweetDeck. TweetDeck is a browser, and it's simply faster. You can have a column for Facebook, a column for Twitter, a column for LinkedIn. It's really easy. You can put people in columns. Or you can find a lot of things on your mobile device, your Facebook account, your Skype, Twitter. There's so many things that you can do there as well. Okay, so there are different ways of professional development that you can choose from, and some of them are going to be more interesting for you and more hands-on. In Second Life, there are a lot of events. Heike Phillips is the person to get with, and if you are on, once again, you don't have to be on Twitter to get these updates. You can just go and you can visit, and you can find these things. And I'll show you how to do that. But one of the people that you want to follow is Heike Phillips. And Heike Phillips does a lot of Second Life stuff as well. And so she'll tell you all the ELT events there. On Second Life, it's a virtual thing, and you have to have a fast computer connection. So if you have trouble getting into the webinars, you may have a hard time. But there are conferences that you attend for free. Heike always live streams. We were recently at the Eltons. Yay, that's why I look a little bit of a mess, because I was just for my second Elton nomination. Last year was the virtual roundtable, and this year was the it was the ELT chat that I will tell you about. But and the Eltons are like a red carpet event, and it was live streamed. And Heike did all this on Second Life, so you never know. Maybe Free Friday webinars will make it to the list next Elton. MOOCs. These are massive online courses. There's a lot of free massive online courses that you can take online with hundreds and thousands of teachers, English language teachers from all over the world. E-conferences, and there's a very good one happening right now that I'm going to give you the link to. It's happening this weekend. It's IH online conference, and I just saw a couple this morning. I saw Simon Greeno, and I saw Alistair Grant, and they are all related to English language teaching. So you can see some fantastic things. There are Google Hangouts and Google On Air. So now many people can get on there and e-courses. So what does this look like? Well, one of these e-courses that you can do is, of course, my 30 Goals Challenge for Educators. And today or tomorrow I'm posting goal number 9. So what is the 30 goal for educators? You get a free book with this. So I'll go ahead and give you the free book here because that's always nice, right? A free book. And then you can just do the challenges from the book, but you can also go to the actual website. And if you go to the actual website, then you'll be able to go ahead and find these. There's more goals. So what we do is each year I post in my blog 1 to 2 challenges per week. Now it'll be 1 to 2 challenges per week. And we try to accomplish 30 goals within a year related to education. Well, what do these goals look like? Be a being, reevaluate value, leave it behind. They're play and have fun. So they're practical ideas that you put into the classroom. And the way that you participate, this is what the goals look like now. It shows you really quick the short term, the long term. You can listen to me in another video and see me in a video kind of describing it. I'll be blogging about a lot of it. Other posts about it, a quote, you always see a quote, and you'll see resources as well. And then you complete it. You can do it as a Facebook status. You can do it as, because we do have a Facebook group, and you'll find everything if you go to this particular website. So I will get that for you. But the great thing about it is that over 8,000 teachers have done this, and so you help and support each other. It's really just a community. And one of the greatest things about it is I'll be in Nebraska for next Free Friday webinar, because I will be doing a professional development where where a bunch of teachers in Nebraska are actually completing this by November the 30th. So they have from 90 goals to choose from because it's our 3rd year. Okay, so you can do past ones as well. This is my pin interest of just one goal. This year we had a me manifesto where you talked about what you believed in education and just showed everyone. And the great thing about it is you can do it any way you want. If you have a blog, then you can post it on the blog. If not, you can post it on my blog. If not, you can post this on Facebook or wherever you want to post it. We use the hashtag, if you are on Twitter, 30goalsedu. But here you can see people use Glogster, they use Storybird, they did Animoto videos, they did Muzi.com, they put it on Facebook, they just blogged about it, they used Wordle. So there was different ways that people accomplish this. They do podcasts, so you get to use a lot of tech tools as well. Another really great organization is CETA, and CETA is Southeastern European Teachers Association. But you don't have to be from Southeastern Europe to join, and you do log in and you do join. And when you do it, you get a lot of really great things for CETA. CETA, it's free. It's absolutely free. But when you go to CETA.edu, you get interviews. Right now they have really, and these are the top of the industry for CETA. You get interviews every month. You get bloggers, teachers, English language teachers from Eastern Europe usually, who talk about what they're experiencing in their classrooms, and you get to ask them questions and discussion forums. But you also get free long-term PD. Sometimes they'll offer courses that are for free as well. You have to be part of the network to kind of figure out when these do take place. There are different types of Twitter hashtags that are really good for professional development. So if you do go on Twitter, and once again, you don't have to have a Twitter account to access these, but if you click on this, and you might say, what's the Twitter hashtag? Well, if you click on any word with a number, then this little number sign, that makes an automatic link. And one of the ones that we just were nominated for Nelton for was ELT Chat. And ELT Chat has more than just, it's more than just Twitter. It's actually, I'll give you the address right now, but you can have podcast interviews. We've had Scott Thornberry, we've had David Crystal, we've had Jim Scrivener, and they actually participate in the chats as well. It's every Wednesday we have a chat, and you can follow along on Twitter. If you go to the ELT chat Twitter, I'll show you the feed right now actually. But when you do this, you'll be able to see teachers just like you having a conversation. They share resources. We vote on a topic. It could be how to teach young learners. It could be how to teach business English. It could be something like what is the best kind of training. We do debate a lot of topics as well. There are more than that as well. If you go to EAP chat, you're going to have English as more academic topics. And so these are the hashtags I kind of recommend for that. So if you do just go on Twitter and you do a search, then you'll be able to find all of these by just typing in the number sign and typing in, you'll be able to see the feed automatically on all of these. ELL chat, which is English language chat, and that's more North American, so they're on Mondays at a North American time. ELT pics, a bunch of pictures for English language teachers. ESL is the largest hashtag that people follow in our industry. BRELT chat, which is sometimes in Portuguese, but they alternate. They're also in English as well, and they're on Thursdays, and ELT chat is on Wednesdays. So these are really good ones. You can find a lot of the chats though on any subject: science, English, math, using mobile devices in the classroom. All of these you can find if you go to this wonderful website that shows over 400 of them, and that is CyberryMat. Even region specific for their chats for teachers in Oz and Australia and in different parts of the world. Okay, and there's also physical events as well, not only online events. I know I've talked a lot about online events, but these are some events you can search for in your area because they're rather worldwide now. They're worldwide phenomena. Sometimes they're free and sometimes they're not, but a lot of them are, and they're really inexpensive and cheap, and you get to meet people. So it's other teachers as well. Teach meets. Teach meets are really incredible. There were a bunch of teachers get together, and when they get together, they do things like they give their own profession. You can go to a Teach Me and you can actually give your own presentation just like I'm doing today. And you can find out a lot about these if you go here. Let me give you the address, teachmeinternationalwikispace.com. And so it's really nice, and it's teachers teaching teachers, and you win prizes, and you have sponsors, and it's usually free. Ignite and Pechakucha, these are fantastic. They're so funny. You have 6 minutes and 40 seconds presenters who come up and talk about different subjects. Sometimes it's just funny. Sometimes it's really practical and things that you can use. So you can go to these events. Ignite is the same thing, except Ignite is a little bit different because it's like it's 5 minutes, I believe. If anybody knows, please let me know. But Lindsay Consul has been really good about Pechakucha in things like that. So here's kind of I'll give you Lindsay's blog post about what a Pechakucha is, so that way you know more about it. And Lindsay Cronfield is a good one to follow because he usually moderates these. Ignite, what happens is Pechakucha is, Nora says she hasn't heard of it, is the same thing like a Pechakucha except it's 5 minutes. And the reason they did that is because they wanted to have their own, and Pechakucha, since it came from Japan, is copyrighted. So a lot of events started doing Ignite and start. Bar conferences are Teach Me. A bunch of teachers get together, they don't prepare anything, and they have these really short 5 minute, 2 minute, 7 minute kind of presentations on whatever they feel like that day. It's really cool and exciting. I've got to keynote in a lot of them, and it's really fantastic. 140 conferences. One of the greatest things that I get to do is in June, I will be speaking with in the lineup with Deepak Chopra, and this is a really good friend of mine, Adam Bice, but this is what it looks like. This is a 140 conference. And it will be live streamed, so you'll get to see me in my glory, give my 10-minute keynote on the 30 Goals Challenge so you can learn more about it. But I get to speak in with Deepak Chopra, so I'm extremely excited, who's like world famous. And then on conferences like that, and then there's ed camps, and then there's TED Talks, of course. So these are all things that you can do and learn from. TED Talks are live in your area, but you can also just go to the TED website and you can find lots of events that were already there to begin with. You can find online conferences like the IH online conference happening right now, where you get to meet lots of people online that you can communicate with and exchange ideas. But one of the ones that I was in charge of that we have every year, we have twice a year, is VRT, which is Virtual Roundtable Conference. And it was nominated for an Elton, so we're really excited about that. But the VRT, if you just join, you'll find out about all of the events that Heike Phillips herself actually has as well. Heike Phillips will why didn't this come out? Heike Phillips will have a lot of events that she just live streamed. Hi Bruno, nice to see you. I mentioned VRELT chat earlier, and there's going to be an EdTech chat soon, and Bruno, you can talk to him about both of them. But there's archives and recordings of all the events as well. So if you join the virtualroundtable.com, which is absolutely free, and there's no reason why you wouldn't want to do that, then you can go ahead and you can go and you can find all the recordings of some really fantastic presentations. And so now we have Facebook. Facebook is the largest social network, and if you search for English language teaching, but even if you don't, there's some great places there. American TESOL is on there. Teaching English, BRELT chat is there. The biggest one that I really think is one of the best one is the Teaching English site. And so of the British Council, there's I think nearly 62,000 teachers from around the world that you can learn from. You can find out about different events and things as well. I post the Free Friday webinars there as well. There are bunches of authors on Twitter. Twitter is definitely a place to go onto. So if you don't have a Twitter account, definitely say that's one of the best professional developments. And this slide will be available. You'll see the recording on the American TESOL blog, so you'll be able to have a chance to see all of these names. But these are ELT authors. You have Jeremy Harmer, you have Graham Stanley, who just recently won, and Kyle Meyer, who both recently won the Elton instead of ELT chat. But that's okay. Okay, John, we're only going to be a few more minutes. But Vicky Hollett, you have Barbara Stockett, you have the Simon Greenall, who's published over 200 course books, Scott Thornberry, Herbert Puchka, so Ken Wilson. There's just so many, Lindsay Cranfield and Chuck Stanley. I mean, just all over the world that you can talk to, and they participate online, and they're really fantastic. You can find each ELT materials and technology on there as well, all of these resources that you find. And so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I think you've learned a lot of professional development resources, including the great ones at American TESOL. And just a quote from an ed chat that we recently did that I thought was really powerful was, the power we have through networking is humbling, frightening, and exciting. Use it well. And this is just from a teacher who I believe is in Australia who said this, Ruth Cornhinson. He's at TRUFON. But I think it's really important. Now we have the ability, where we didn't before, to meet like this, where I'm in the U.S. and you're in Brazil or in Argentina or in different places all around the world. And so it's really in Greece, and so it's really exciting to be here. And so this summer, or whenever you have your holidays, you can come back, you can do these professional development. And the key and the trick to all this is tell your professors ahead of time, or the leaders in your school, and they'll give you credit for it often. In fact, Faisal is very good at this. Faisal will email me, and I will share with you the email on the next one. And this is where you can find all the resources. But Faisal will email me, and Faisal will say, Shelly, I need a certificate, or I need you to tell me that show that my institute show my institute that I've attended, over 30 webinars or something. and then I will give him a certificate for American TESOL for it. So a lot of times you can use these kind of different professional developments and ask the organizers. You can say, can you please tell them that, I participated in this? And this will count towards your professional development sometimes. You just have to talk to your directors or and fill out the certain forms and let them know. And so not it saves you money, it saves you travel costs, and it's a lot of fun. You get to meet with lots and lots and lots of people. So thank you so much for coming today, and you can always find me at shellyterrell@gmail.com if you need a certificate or anything. But you can also find me on Facebook at facebook.com, Shelly Terrell, and actually I'll put that too. And I will see you next Friday from Nebraska, I believe. So, and if it, I believe we're going to be talking about pronunciation resources, and I'll be sharing you some great things that Adrian Underfellow has been doing. So, thank you very much. Have a great Memorial Day weekend if you